up? It's China the Old Soul, and I got somebody very special in the building, Mr. What's going on? If you don't know, it's okay. But those that know. Let them know who you are.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Joshua Cox. For those that know and those that don't, I am the former and the seventh Mr. Bethune-Cookman University from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Broward County. Yeah, I'll tell y'all more later when we get into the interview.
See, he's trying to get on me because he's from Broward, but we know we're not gonna get into it. You know, I love my county, Dade County, but it's a love and hate relationship, so we're not gonna get into
Definitely.
it. So tell us more about Joshua. Who is he and who is he not?
Well, I'm not a bum. I'm not from Miami. I ain't
No.
from Palm Beach. No, just playing. But I'm Joshua, guy who prides himself in claiming that he is a child of God, gave my life to Christ my freshman year of college. And I take joy and pride in that because everything I do, every action I make, every word I say, I try to is centered and inspired by the word. I try to live my life, everything I do, my career, my relationship, connections I make, just try to center it all around. So that's who I am. What I do, I'm a photographer, videographer, mainly working in sports on all levels. I deal with a lot of pro guys, but yeah, I pretty much work on all levels, work with athletes on all levels, I should say. And the business owner is brand called Sporcasso, which I know we're going to get into later. So yeah, that's me.
Yes, you already know. And if you don't love God, what's wrong with you? Well, we're not going to get into that right now. So why? So why videography and photography out of all of the art forms you could have chosen?
Because I've actually been in like the videography, mass communication type field since the 5th grade. I got introduced to it. This lady that I was at the church I grew up in, she just randomly asked me one day, like, if I wanted to help her film service. And that's where it all started. And from there, my mom sat us down. It's like going into middle school. So what age was I, like 10, 11? Or like 9, 10, somewhere around there. She said, what do y'all want to do? And I said, I want to work with cameras. So she put me in a school called Pompano Beach Middle. They had a mass communications program. And from there, I continued, went to Deerfield. They had CBA, it stands for Communication, Broadcasting, and Arts Magna program. And from there, went on to Cookman, staying in mass communications. I honed in more so on photography because it started off with me wanting to be a filmmaker once I got out of high school. And I got this internship. And I asked one of the guys on set, I was like, man, like, how do you get to filming? Like, how do you become the guy behind the camera? And he told me to start off in photography. That's how he started. He learned the basic things about photography, well, videography through photography, about mainly lighting and angles. That's really what I remember him saying, man, you got to learn your lighting. That's the most important thing. And then you got to learn your angles, what shots work best, depending on what you're trying to film. Once that was over, going into my second year of college, I told my uncle what I wanted to do. And he just so happened to have a camera that he really wasn't using. It was a Canon T5. And he let me borrow it. Went on campus, started learning it, started going around trying to take photos of different people. A lot of people they would tell me, oh, I'm not photogenic. Those cameras, the professional cameras, they call it, they show everything. I only take pictures on the phone. And surprisingly, a lot of them always ended up liking their photos. And that's what made me stick with really photography, because I'm like, man, I like the reaction that people were giving. I like how it made me feel, but I also enjoy watching them smile and come up with creative ideas. Ooh, let's set another shoot. Let's do this. Let's do that. And so I kind of just stuck with that. And I picked up videography again, literally about towards the end of last year. So yeah, that's how I got started.
And you all up in my questions. I was just gonna ask you, did you do this before college? And speaking on that, I know you said filmmaking. So was there like a lot of short films type productions going on when you were at your school before college?
Not so much. I guess you can have like a lot of different video projects where we had to like produce things. So yeah, like we would make like little 1 to 2 minute clip just so we can pass.
Okay, so you got that feeling before college. When I came to college, I got that feeling. I was actually, fun fact, I was actually in acting. So coming to mass communications, it wasn't a huge jump, but it was pretty cool. So going back into the craft we both love, how would you describe your craft in 3 words?
Artistic, dedication, creative.
Okay, turn up. But speaking of creative, because you brought it up, how is your creative process? Let us know how that is.
The creative process is different when it's working with athletes, depending on what level they are on. So I'll talk about working with pros because I come across people and that's what they aspire to do. Like, they start off in a high school level because they're in school and it's like, okay, I aspire to work with pros. So now that I'm at where I'm at now, like I've been doing this since 2015. I've been working with pros since 2019. So almost 7 years total coming up in August, but 3 years total working with pros. The process is simple, but you need confidence. A lack of confidence is what makes the simple creative process very, very difficult. And that honestly takes time to develop. So for me, now what I do is I kind of like seek out what athletes I want to work with. And some I just DM, like I don't really care. Like I just shoot my shot now. I just DM them like, yo, what's going on, bro? My name is such and such. I'm here in Fort Lauderdale, and I wanna take some shots of you or something like uh, working out or whatever. And they'll get response, like you'll get responses like, bet, bro, like let's link. And a couple of times it has happened. Other times like it just fell through. But and I start right there because people don't think like, they're like, well, what does that got to do with anything? Like, no, this entire process from reaching out to actually taking the photos and editing them and then sending it back, like the entire process is creative because you got to come up with creative ways to reach out to these guys. And sometimes, like when you first starting off, for me, it was intimidating because you've only worked with high school athletes. So now you're dealing with not only pros, but you're dealing with people with money. And it can be a little intimidating. It's like, dang, like, what if I say this and they think I'm this, or they look at me this way, or be like, Meryl, who is this dude reaching out to me? Like, I don't need a photographer. I got my own, which a good amount of them do. They have their own camera guy. So like, it's the confidence. It's finding creative ways to reach out to them, to network with them. So yeah, that's going to look like that for everybody. But that's my creative process, the beginning of the creative process for me. And once I get with them, introduce myself if I haven't already like met them. That makes sense. Yeah. So introduce myself. Yo, what's good, bro? I kind of feel like the person because there's different types of pro athletes. You got the guys that's very business minded. So you gotta be like, oh, how you doing? You gotta shake their hand with the business handshake.
Not the business handshake.
And you gotta talk. It sounds crazy. You don't have to talk with stuff for real. Like you can't do the yo, what's good, fam? But some of them you can. So you gotta feel them out. Like look on their Instagram, like see how they posting. Be like, all right, oh, he cool, bet I can my name's such and such. Oh yeah, I'm such and such too. And then a lot of the work I do is like them working, you know, like working out and stuff like that. So I just start filming them as I'm shooting. I try to like just challenge myself now, like try to just come up with something like on the spot, like, man, what would look good? Like, and just try it out. Like I'm not afraid anymore to just try different things. And once that's a wrap, you know, I let the boys know, appreciate you. Thank you, man, for letting me do this. Oh yeah, bro, no time, bro. We got to do this again, such and such. Then I go home. And now what I do is I go and start editing immediately. If I don't have other projects that I'm working on, I will go and start editing immediately, because we live in a world where people want things quicker. And if you're a person that can produce high quality work and at a fast rate, you're going to get more opportunities. So I go search out through all my pictures, like if in an hour workout, depending on if it's like like an intense day. If it's an intense workout, like they lifting weights and doing a lot more running, I normally get a lot more photos in. But if it's like a light, just like what do they call it? It's like they call it a tuning their body. It's nothing hardcore. Or I don't have as much photos to edit, and I just go through Lightroom. Lightroom is time saver. I go through Lightroom. I just use my eyes, figure out like what I think looks best. I make an edit and I copy it. And I go through each photo and just copy and paste it to every photo that I like. And you go to each one, Command V, Command V, Command V, Command V, Command V, Command V. And as you're editing the ones you like, you just star them. And so once you finish, you search your photos, give me all the ones I made 5 stars, give me all the ones I made 4 stars. And for Lightroom to save them, upload in the Dropbox, send in the link, and again, just thank them again. Like, here go the photos, bro. Like, appreciate you. I don't say I hope you like them. I don't say that anymore, because if you came to me, I gotta have confidence now to be like, no, you came to me because you like my work. And that can, I don't think it'll play a huge part in you getting hired again. I don't think so, but I would never tell anyone to do that, because that can mess with your own confidence. So you send it like, oh, here go the photos. Oh, bet these junks fire, bro. And yeah, that's the creative process.
It was a voice for me. The these jokes, bro. I wasn't ready. Not gonna get.
That's how they be.
So, still on the creative process, what is your favorite part about your creative process?
My favorite part is trying to come up with the photo like you think you want in your head. So I started following a lot of like NFL photographers, and a lot of their stuff I like. So the most fun is just trying to recreate it. It's like, yeah, I know I'm not at an NFL game and they don't have on this I want. When I do get there, I already know what it takes to get that shot. And that's the most fun for me, because, you know, once things got cooled down, you know, they in between different sets, you can go and look through and be like, oh, yes, I got it. It sucks sometimes, like, when you don't have it or the photo come out blurry and you like, dang, like, whatever they were doing, they on to the next workout. So you know you're not going to certain angle. But if you're a good photographer, if you really been practicing and learn from the ground up, you really learn the basics of things, you're going to have more like photos than blurry photos. But that's honestly the most fun part, like just going out there challenging myself, and then be like, man, I'm finna try to recreate this shot. I'm gonna try to do this. When he do this, I'm gonna get right here and I'm gonna see if I can catch it. That's really fun.
Okay, so you would say in the moment, actually creating that moment is the best part. I feel like that's the best part for me doing my interviews on Chai Talk, doing my voiceovers. To me, that is so amazing. And we want to know, well, specifically me, what or who inspired you to do what you do and why?
Leo Creary, and I think I'm saying his name right, but he went to Cookman. he really like inspired me when I first started, because I just love how crystal clear his photos were. And so like when I went around campus, I literally would just like have an image in my head of like how he took photos, and I would just try to recreate them, especially with the grad photos. Like I'm like, oh, Leo was probably right here, so I'm gonna do this and see if it come out the same way. And uh yeah, like he was a huge inspiration. And I don't know if I had someone that I was really looking at when it came to sports. Like when I first started off, I wasn't looking at, I purposely wasn't looking at people, because I said, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to become like a good photographer in sports, God is going to teach me and show me how to do this. And so I purposely like didn't follow sports photography. Like my first, literally, so I started working with athletes, pro athletes in 2019. I didn't start following like guys and girls that work in college and NFL till we're in 2022 now. So I didn't start following until like mid 2021, like probably like July, August. Cause I'm like, if this is what I believe God called me to do, he gonna show me how to take photos. And so I had no inspiration when I started. I was just like, well, whatever I think look good, it's something God gave me, and I'm gonna just shoot it. And it was growing, and then it reached a point where I just had a like desire, like I said, like the mid 2021 year, like, man, let me just see what other people are doing. So I just followed like about 15 to 20 of them. There's one girl, she's a graphic designer, but she shoots for the Panthers, Chanel Smith Walker or Walker Smith. She's bum. She's my inspiration now for sports photography. I know I'm getting loud because I just got hyped, but she is fly. There's a guy who shoots for the Jets. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but his first name is Dan, and the last name is like Shwowski, something.
I know that's not it.
But he is legit. And a guy that shoots for Boise State, Tyler McFarland, he's very good. And then, so if y'all see my page right now with the white boxes, how I got my page layout now, I got that inspiration from a guy, my fiance. His name is Alex. I can't remember his last name, but his name is Alex, and he was showing me like, yeah, I've been working for Under Armour this long, and he showed me his page, and I said, yeah, I'm going to take that layout. I really love that. So those people, I like. I really love their work. They're inspiring me. Like every time I go out there, I'm like, I'm going to take a photo like them and make it my own. So yeah, that's my inspiration. I think that was the question.
Okay, shout out to all those people. I'm not familiar. I know you butchered that man's last name, but I'm not gonna get on you for that. Now it's time for our last question in this segment, the golden question. Hopefully you're excited because I'm excited. What inspired Sporcasso?
Yeah, graphic design was something I really took serious as well. And coming out of college, I went back to my high school, and I talked to my former coach and asked him if I can like just start helping out building up the social media platform, because there wasn't any high school in this area that was like had a present social media platform. So I'm like, you know what? That's gonna be my way of giving back. I want to just do something different. I said, what can I call a series of graphics that I do? And this is what it was. I said, you know what? I'm gonna spend like the next month or two, or whenever it just falls off me, I'm just going to push myself and just create graphics that I have really never seen, or that people in a high school level haven't seen. I said, man, like, what can I call it? Like, what can I call this series? And so I was like, I was already focusing on sports. I said, okay, it's going to be sports. And I was like, Picasso. And I thought about how he painted. Like his paintings were like nothing like no other artist. Like this joker would have like an eye all the way over here, the left corner, top corner, but then he had the other eye in the center right, and like it was just like nothing like no artist had ever painted. And I said, that's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm just gonna make something like crazy and different. And I said, man, I'm just immersed to like call it Sporcasso. And it just clicked. I said, yeah, I'm gonna call my series Sporcasso. It's gonna be graphics for sports.
Period. So we're not gonna get into too much. We're gonna get more into Sporcasso after this Black business. You need to invest in Black businesses, not just for Black History Month. Period. You see these pics? This was my 23rd birthday shoot, and they are very much giving. And you know why they're giving? They are giving what they are supposed to give because of my dog, Jay Green. So if you want a photo shoot that's going to come through with the come through, that's going to be bomb, I'm going to need you to hit him up. Here's his Instagram. And when you go, let him know China sent you. And we are back like we never left. I am with Mr. What's Going On, if you knew him from back in the day. And if you know him now, Mr. Sporcasso. So now we're going to dive more into his business. So when and how was Sporcasso born?
When 2019, how, yeah, I think I answered all this already, but I'm gonna say it. Yeah, how it was me just wanting to come up with a different way to create graphics, sports graphics mainly. I was right in the house I grew up in. That's why I went after college. Sitting in the dining room, I was just sitting at this one chair that I always sit at, and people respected it in my house as my office. Ooh. I was at a dining room table, but it became my office. So people knew you don't sit here. This is where Josh worked. But yeah, that's it. It just came like that randomly one day. Like I just want to create different kind of graphics. Like I just want to see something, and I want to create something that I haven't really seen on this level. I was thinking mainly like high school, to be honest, because I wanted to try to like just take over that whole arena. So yeah, I'm like, man, like what are some graphics like that people just have never seen? And that's what it's, yeah, I just started randomly thinking that, and that's how it came about.
Not random. So what is the objective and goal of Sporcasso?
So today, Sporcasso has left the graphic design field and just blossomed into a full-fledged sports brand where we just focus on underrated athletes sharing their stories through apparel. And so the goal is really to just like help athletes, mainly underrated athletes, just be okay with themselves. Man, I've been working with athletes since 2019, so 3 years now, going on 3 years now. I see a lot of, especially in high school, like these they just do too much. Like it's like they try to be something that they're not. Like you can't take days off. You're not a LeBron James coming out of high school. Like you're not a 5-star. You're not an Odell Beckham. You're not getting invited to the Adidas All-Star or Under Armour. But that's perfectly fine. And I don't think that a lot of these kids understand, like, no one is expecting you to be that star player. Like, so, and even for pro athletes, like a lot of them they got a chip on their shoulder, especially like you coming from JUCO or, you know, you came in the league, like undrafted or went in the very low round, like the 6th or 7th, 5th through 7th round. It's like I don't know. I think it's a gift. Like you can just see and just feel and pick up on things like these guys like trying to prove themselves. And I get it because I was once like that, but now that I'm like closer to God and I understand like what he's about, it's like, bro, even as a guy or a lady in sports, like you have nothing to prove to anybody. Like And the people you're trying to prove wrong, you'll never be able to prove wrong. Because even if you do what they said you couldn't do, they're going to find something else for you to do. And if you base your whole life, your career on, oh, I'm finna prove this first. Oh, they think I can do that. I'm finna go do this. Oh, they think I can. It's like, so when are you ever going to do what you need to do? Like, your whole career is based on what somebody else said or what others said you can't do. And so it's just bringing the message of contentment, really, like in a nutshell, to those guys and girls. Like, bro, be who you're supposed to be, or girl, be who you're supposed to be. God made you a certain athlete because your team needs you in this specific role. Like, you're not a scorer, you're a rebounder. Your team needs a rebounder. You're not a guy that, average 100 yards a game. You just get the tough 50. Like, you just a third down. Like, just be the person you're created to be. And when everybody just play their role on the team, you're going to get far. You're going to win whatever you dream of winning. You're going to get to the level if that's what you're called to do. You're going to get to the level you're supposed to be at. So it's a message of contentment, honestly.
Okay, that's that good because students don't get that. They think that, even me, like coming out of high school, I thought that, okay, I'm gonna go to college and then I'm gonna be rich right after I get the degree. It doesn't work all like that at sometimes. So I feel like, let's give a hand clap to Swercosto because they definitely need to know the real. So my question is, how has your business affected the community? What difference has it made so far? Well, your community, because you in Broward and I'm in Dade.
I just started doing the apparel, that was my main focus, but because of like discouragement and stuff, like I was shy away from it because I used to be like, man, everybody got a clothing line. Like everywhere you look, it's about 40 different people in Broward or wherever starting a clothing line. So before I just held on to the vision I've been had, I was going out, like going to the games and filming the high schools that people wouldn't try to film, like schools that didn't have no hype player or something like that. Like the first thing I did was go back to my high school. I'm like, this is how I'll give back to them. Like, I know, with social media and all this stuff, and that stuff make you feel good, like at times. And I'm all for making people feel good. You just got to be smart when you do it. Like, don't get a big head. So that's what I started doing. I went out to the school, and still to this day, I go out and I film those guys free of charge. I was like, this is something I want to do. This how I give back. You got film, you got your highlight tape, you can have your love 15 minutes of fame on Instagram where people showing love and all that stuff. And that's what I've been doing for football games. I go to games and be around teams that people, I'll be the only cameraman there. Everybody trying to go watch this hype school. I'm gonna be at a school that nobody's at, because those kids need attention too. That's what I would do. And then like you never know like what that does for someone. Like, oh man, nobody ever come to that game, but this one guy with this big old beard came. Like, that may inspire him to work harder, even if he's doing it for the wrong reason. Like, man, I'm finna get a fire highlight. Like, well, shoot, I got somebody to work harder. That's how I look at it. Like, so yeah, that's what I do, and I'll continue to do even as the apparel side grows. Like, I'll with the apparel, like as far as like giving away like merchandise and just figuring out ways to use my talent, my gifts with the camera to uplift those guys and whatever level girls. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. You definitely should give back to the community. I would push that to anybody that wants to do anything. If you can go back to your community and give back, definitely do that. And speaking of giving back and benefits as well, how do you feel Sporcasso will benefit the sports world?
I think we're benefiting because I haven't really seen like any brand like with the vision that I have. I talk to people, I hear what they got to say, I think this like the message of contentment. So many people are there it's like if you don't dream big, but everybody got like it's like they don't understand there's different levels to dreaming big. But the world and a lot of people on social media, they teach it and preach it one way. Like dreaming big means you want to get on this level, you want to drive this, you want to have this kind of car, and you want to have this kind of network. But not everyone wants that in life. Like I ain't trying to get nowhere with this. Like I want to be whatever God want to be. If I don't never get out of Broward, that's for me. Dreaming big is like impacting one kid, and so that's all I'm gonna do. Like I'm not gonna be like trying to climb up a ladder. And I think that's what's gonna separate Sporcasso from any other brand, and even me, like as a person, like people are gonna know me. People call me Sporcasso. That's how like a lot of the jits like refer to me as. And so
Not
even if they
Jit.
never buy a shirt, oh, they jits, man. But even if they never buy a shirt, even if they just know me as the cameraman, it's like, dang, this guy is doing this. And eventually, you know, they might just buy the brand and all this stuff and then put other people on like, oh man, this is what it's about. So that's why I think like that's how I think like we're gonna be different. That's how we're gonna make an impact. Like we're not there's nothing we're trying to reach. Like it's going to grow. It has to grow. This is something God given. So he's gonna take it where he needs to. There's no point in me trying to like force this and that. Like when he gave me a shirt idea, I'm gonna put it out. When he tell me to, all right, I want you to do this with Picasso now. I want you to do this kind of event. I want you to give this and this away. I want you to go film this kid. I want you to talk to this kid. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like this is it. This isn't mine. This is something God gave me. So I can't take it and run with it. Like, bro, I'm finna try to get to the top with this jump. Well, I'm gonna be wherever God needs me to be, because when he give me instructions, I'm gonna follow it. Where's that lead? I don't know, but I'll know when I get there. And right now, it's right here, Broward County. It's the second shirt design. I haven't really put it out yet, but and we're gonna see. I'm a promoter, you know, do what I need to do, but it's ultimately in God's hands.
Yes, you know, with Chaville love God, so we lit over here. So what advice would you give would you give to people that want to start their own business / brand?
I would say one, just be patient. It'll save you a lot of like headache and money. Me thinking I needed to get this done and get all this done, you know, like taking advice from people. I changing your business. And like I said before, I had J.Cox design, then I had to change it to Picasso. That was a $40 change, but like that's $40 I could have kept to do something else. Like I designed and got like 4 different kind of shirts made. So, but they never got released. Shirts with 2 different logos. One logo I found out an NBA player had, literally, didn't even know. NBA player had the second logo I had, and it was crazy. The first logo I had, once I got it printed out, I was like, man, I don't like this. So I never did it. So I was buying batches of shirts and all this stuff like in 2019 and 2020. Never put it out because I just didn't feel right. When I was just like, man, it's not like hitting like I thought it would. That was like $1,000-some probably total. It's like just being patient. Like I can't stress the importance of like, and when I say be patient, I mean like wait on God. Like whatever you got to do in this life, God has it already planned out. I don't care what people believe in. Like there's a one true and living God, and he has your entire life planned out. So a lot of people, they trying to fight for their plan to work. It's like, bro, you know this stuff written out. Like there's like, if you could ask God to, like on Bruce Almighty, like we had that whole file cabinet, like, bro, this stuff written out until you leave. Like if I'm scheduled to leave here at age 75, there's nothing I can do to stop it. So if I'm scheduled to leave here at 75, that means like I'm 26 now. The rest of this is already planned out. So I'm going to God asking him like, man, what do I need to do? Like, what do you have for me so I can save myself stress? So I would just say, just be patient. Like, trust me, it's gonna feel like you should have been started. You're gonna feel like, man, this person done started their thing and they done gross this much in a month. Like, this person done started this person done started that. Like, dang, bro, like, bro, just be patient, cuz patience, lack of patience is gonna cost you a lot of time, a lot of money. It's gonna cost you a lot. So that's my number one advice. If you could just be patient, just constantly like, all right, God, what you want to do? What is it? What is it? Because I could tell you like a cool story.
Tell me.
So, so I got the name changed for Sporcasso in 2019, and then like 2020, like, you know, I'm still, like I said, dealing with doubt. Like, oh man, it shouldn't be closed. It should be this and that and that and that. So China, I tell you no lie, I can't think of the exact date, but I can tell you one day sitting in my little office space, I told you, my chair in the dining room, I just felt like God told me, look up trademarks. This is a true story. Like, I got it written down somewhere. When I find out the date, I'll send it to you, and you could probably revisit this. He said, look up trademarks. I'm like, okay, let me look up trademarks. Again, I already got an LLC. I ain't thinking nothing about this. Let me look up trademarks. And I was like, man, all right, how did Nike do their thing? I just looked at Nike. I found out Nike had 3 different trademarks. They had to trademark the name Nike. They had to trademark the actual logo, the check, and then they had to trademark the slogan, just do it. I didn't know that. I thought it was all one big thing. And I was like, oh, shoot. Okay, so once you do that, you got to have 3 separate, well, or however many. Like, if you have 5 slogans for your business, like, you got to trademark all 5. And then I found out like there's certain sections you got to file in. So if you got a restaurant, you got to file in like a little restaurant area. If you're doing apparel, you got to file like in the clothing and apparel. And so I found out that the total cost ranges anywhere from like, I want to say $850 or $950 to like $1,500.
Ooh.
So I was like, all right, trademark. All right, I looked it up. It's how much it costs. And I had reached out to my attorney. I'm like, so with trademark, like, do you assist with trademark? They're like, yeah. So since you're with this company, like, since you're through us, we take care of all this. We take care of certain fees. You only got to pay this, and we do all the filing and all this stuff for you. So I find out the price was $975. So I'm like, all right, I don't have no logo right now, so I'm gonna just trademark the name. I did it under apparel. And what is so crazy is, even though with all this doubt and all this stuff, I still did it under apparel, not media, not nothing. I did it under apparel. Literally, tell me why, like, I want to say 3 days later, I get a call from my homeboy. I ain't gonna say who. They're like, hey, Josh, where you at? I'm like, bro, I'm at the house, bro. He said, all right, I'm down here. I wanna give you some more money for Picasso. So he had already gave me money for the first batch of shirts that I never even put out. 200 going down the drain. So he was like, bro, I'm gonna give you some more money. So I'm like, oh, bet. Like, he finna give me a couple hundred. Like, we good. I'm gonna put out some shirts and I'll really sell it this time. He's like, bro, where you at? I'm like, oh, I'm at Walmart right now. He's like, all right, stay there. I'm like a couple minutes away. I walk outside. I'm in Walmart with my sister. I walk outside. I'm telling you, I'm literally expecting like 200 something dollars. This man gave me $1,000.
Whoa.
Gave me 1,000. I'm counting it. I'm like, he got it folded. So I fold back 100. I'm like, okay. I fold that back another 100. I'm like, all right, so the rest got to be like tens and fold it's another 100. He said, bro, it's 1,000. I said, what? That's literally how I said it. He said, bro, it's 1,000. I said, what the world? Paid for my trademark like a couple days later, and I forgot all about it. And then I went back and forth with like the guy, because I filed it, mind you, like when Picasso was out, like I said, like going through doubt, I filed it under apparel, but when I put out Picasso, it was all media stuff. So the guy was like, hey, I had a couple of shirts that I had put out, but I wasn't promoting. I just had like this little rinky-dink site. I can't remember what I had on a big cartel site. And I just had 2 shirts in a sweatshirt. he was like, hey man, have you been using this as apparel? Like, I don't think this is going to work. Like, they need proof that this brand is going and all this stuff. I said, I got this little website. And then he looked at it. He was like, man, I don't think this is going to work. He said, you know what? I can try and see what's going to happen. I was like, so if it don't work, like, will I get my money back? He was like, no, you'll have to refile again as a media. So I'm like, God, I just blew $1,000. Literally, like, I'm trying not to beat myself up. I'm like, you know what, God, like, I honestly thought I did the right thing with the apparel. I'm going back and forth doubting and all this stuff like that. Like October of this year, I got an email. I forgot all about it. I got an email from him like, hey, congratulations. Picasso's official trademark, yada, 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 yada. Up on the, you know, apparel, clothing apparel. They gave me all the ins and outs of how to maintain it throughout the years. And I was like, dang, like, I had it right the whole time. Like, my vision has always been sports apparel because I grew up a guy like, you don't know before.
I'm so sorry, Josh. My phone started ringing during the interview, and I don't know where you was. Hold on. Best friend,
You
I'm
good?
gonna kill you. I'm in the
Oh,
interview.
I know I was.
Okay, give me a second, Josh. Let me call you back after my interview, best friend. Okay?
Hurt my feelings. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, bye.
No, you good.
Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Nobody, see, that's what I'm saying, Josh. I promise you. Every time I have another interview, nobody calls me. Nobody do nothing. But today I interview you, and then when I act up, I can't.
It's all right.
It's crazy. Okay, let me fix this. I don't know why I do that. Somebody call you, like everything go everywhere. You know how to fix that? Like make the screen come back. Oh no. Oh, okay, I see something.
No,
Dang, I'm finna fight him. Oh, does it still say recording on your end?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how to fix this. I feel like an old person. This is crazy. Okay, let me see. You can still see me, right? Oh, fixed it. There we go. Shout out to the old people.
Yeah.
Shout out to the old people. I was just struggling. Like literally. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, I was saying, like, you don't know this, but when I got to Cookman, I made up in my mind I was not gonna do no student government stuff. I wasn't gonna do any of that. I was gonna be Josh, make good grades, because I had almost not graduated high school, like legit. I said, nah, I ain't finna mess up this time. I was just walking around gym short, sock slides. Like, that's been me my entire life. So I had a dream of like, man, I want to create like sportswear. Like, I love gym shorts, I love t-shirts, like this me. So I will adapt that throughout the process of getting Sporcasso together, but it was right the entire time. Like, and when I finally got the email to say, I'm like, dang, God, like, I was down you this whole time. Like, you've been told me it was this. I wrote the vision down of like how Sporcasso gonna be, what kind of merch we gonna have, and all this. And yeah, like it just works out. So going back to the original question, be patient. Like, give God a chance to be God. Like, let him blow your mind. Most people don't want to do that. So just be patient. That's my advice. If you be patient with the vision he put in your heart, it's gonna work out.
Yes. I'm gonna say it again. If you don't love God, what's wrong with you? So, what advice would you give to upcoming videographers / photographers?
Network like crazy. If you struggle with confidence, pray. Situations, like, force yourself to do something new. That's the only way you're gonna make new connections. I remember I started like going to Starbucks instead of working at the house. I said, man, let me work at Starbucks. Let me just go to Starbucks, because if I go there, I see something different. It might inspire me. Somebody may talk to me. Like, you only got to do like one little change at a time. People think you gotta oh, I need to go out and fly out to Cali and just start. No, bro. Like,
a lot of people think that.
Start with do something small. So that's what I would say. Like, bro, network. Just try new things. Don't be scared. If you are scared, just take it as an opportunity to be courageous and be brave. Network. Don't be scared of hearing no. I was that person too, afraid of rejection. You got to make yourself numb to it. And the quicker you start, the quicker you'll get past the fear. So network. You're all that cook, man. I don't know who your audience or whoever it is. Find me on Instagram, network with me. I'm honestly open, and I'm trying to give people like opportunity. I'm trying to bring people like that with me when I shoot, because I want people to have their dream job. Like, shoot, your dream job is to shoot pro athletes. I want that for you, but I'm gonna make sure you're prepared for it. So if you reach out to me, I'm gonna say send me your portfolio. I'm gonna say like what you've been doing. I'm gonna challenge you to make sure this is something that you really want. So network, like literally, I'm telling you, like, and I did that before. Like when I spoke on Mass Comm Seminar, a couple of little kids reached out to me. They didn't follow up, but they did it. You know, that's better than nothing. They may follow up later on. I don't know, but network. Reach out to me if you scared to talk to me. Reach out to China and say, hit up Josh for me. Don't be scared. Like, I ain't nobody. I'm just like you. I'm probably a little darker. Probably got a beard.
Really? Really?
Bro, reach out. Like, reach out. Please do it. Don't be scared. Reach out. That's my advice. Reach out. Network. Reach out.
Yes, network is networking. Net worth, that's something else.
Yes.
But networking is definitely the key. I have many mentors in the radio field, and it's so amazing. So if you out there want to do what we're doing as far as mass communications, reach out to us. We're not mean, but let them know where they can follow Sporcasso and at the website. I don't know about that.
Yeah, so my Instagram is Sporcasso. The business, the Sporcasso website. My personal one is _ Joshua Cox. And the website is www.sporcasso.com. So y'all can go and purchase a shirt. This shirt on the website now, but I got the regular just Sporcasso on there. And yeah, some more stuff dropping. Probably like in a month or two. Probably a little later. We're gonna see that. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm gonna support my friend. I'm gonna get a shirt soon. Watch, we gonna come through with the come through, but we have to go to another commercial break, and you're gonna learn about Sporcasso in this next commercial break. So make sure you pay close attention.
So what is Sporcasso? It's a brand, it's a community, it's storytelling through videos and photos, and most importantly, it's a community to help underrated athletes from anywhere and in every sport. We understand that not everyone will be a star athlete, not everyone will be a generation of talent, but we do know for a fact that everyone can and should strive to be the best them that they can be. And that's all anyone can ask. That's all anyone should ask, whether it's your coach, your parents, your friends, or even your teammates. We're just going to encourage you all to just be the best you that you can be. And that's what we're going to strive to do with this brand.
Back, and you know, if you watch Chart Talk, you know I'm gonna play a game. Once you see this iPad, it's over with. We about to play a game, and no, I didn't even tell him. Okay, he just gotta get ready. You think you're ready?
I don't know.
It's the I don't know.
Let's do it.
So it's something simple. It's this or that. So do you prefer this or that? Sports edition. So let's see what Mr. Swercosto prefers. So, number one, watching the game from home or being at the game?
Being at the game.
Okay. Next, basketball or football?
I'm gonna say football because I work around football players more, and the sport has become even more interesting to me now. So I'm going to choose football.
Okay. So I might know this answer before you know, but let's see. Super Bowl or Olympics?
Olympics.
Oh, that's different. Why?
It's multiple sports, and I love red, white, and blue combination. So every time I see like the USA, I get crunk. That's my favorite color combination to wear. So yeah, Olympics.
Okay, shout out to the Olympics that's coming. So I don't really know when it's coming again, but shout out to the people that's gonna be at the future Olympics. So, sports commentary or sports newscast?
Commentary. They got more freedom to say things and be themselves. Commentary.
Okay. So going into the game area, hopefully you do play games, because if you don't, oh well, you still gotta answer the question. 2K or Madden?
Madden all day. Madden. Easy.
Fun fact, I recently played Madden and I didn't know what I was doing and I lost. And I played with the Dolphins, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dolphins. I'm so sorry.
That's what you messed up right there.
We ain't gonna get into it though, because I'm from Miami, so don't do that. Okay, so professional sports or college sports?
Professional sports, hands down. From working with pros and college athletes, pros are hilarious and they have the funniest stories. I guess it's because they got the money, so they have more experiences. So I'm gonna go with pro sports.
Okay, shout out to the pros. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I only know certain football players. I know some basketball players, but we're not gonna get into it. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about Sporcasso. So next up, baseball or golf. Fun fact: I run the golf channel at my job. So yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna go with baseball. I haven't worked with golfers and stuff yet, and baseball has become interesting since I started working with baseball guys. Baseball.
Okay, turn up baseball. I feel like most people would probably say baseball because they feel like golf is boring. Golf is not that boring. They come through on that channel, but we ain't gonna talk about that now. So up next, speaking of channels, ESPN or Fox Sports?
ESPN. Easy.
Ooh, okay, why?
They got more variety of shows. Sports Center. That's all I need to say. Sports Center.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Sports Center then. So, would you prefer to watch a sports documentary or a sports movie?
Ooh. It depends. Ooh.
No, it's not. It depends. That's not the game. That's not the game.
Documentary. I like learning about athletes' lives. Documentary.
Okay. And your last question. Stuart, I said Stuart. Let me start. And your last question. Stuart Scott or Stephen Smith?
Stephen A. Dude is hilarious. I hope I get to meet him. I'm gonna meet bro soon. I'm gonna meet Stephen A. this year. I don't know how yet. Stephen A.
Okay, turn up and RIP Stuart,
RP Stewart, man.
Well, I hope you have fun on the show because I have fun. We learned a lot about Sporcasso. But before we end, what advice, not advice, I'm always saying advice because I'm talking about advice all day. What inspirational words would you like to say to the audience?
Stop being lazy bums. If you got something you want to achieve in life, you can do it, and there's nobody stopping you. Get up, go get what you want in life so you can be fulfilled and satisfied.
On that note, I will see you on the next episode of Chai Talk. Make sure you invest in my friend. He's a Black business, a Black brand, and we're about to be lit. Just stay tuned.